Hey everyone, welcome to this week's edition of On Tap Bets. I'm Cody, and I'm here with my good friend Joey. What's going on, man? How you doing? How's I know me and you both taking some losses lately, but we're trying to rile the troops. We're trying to get back on the win column. I had a decent NFL weekend, but it's been kind of teeter-totter on the college football so far this week.
Yeah, man, I'm licking my wounds from yesterday, but I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. I feel good. I feel like today is the day to get back on track, as I do every day if it wasn't on track the day before. But that's just kind of the mentality of a gambler, I guess. Like, you just kind of have to, wipe that away and just have almost amnesia and just forget about it. But NFL was actually really good for me too this past week. I think I only missed one against the spread, which
I saw. Yeah, you were in the tally site rankings, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Been there a few times. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, I figured I had to join you. Yeah, I think ROI wise, they don't list them like ROI wise. They list them by like the IQ ratings or whatever. But ROI, I think I was number one this week. So that's I don't know how, but I'll fucking take it.
Yeah. According to our last pod, if you tailed me, I believe you went 3-3 on the NFL last weekend. My lock did not hit, which was mind-blowing to me. I thought the over was a lock between the Cardinals and the Colts on Saturday. Didn't even come close. Rip in peace. Pour one out. But if you took Chiefs minus 10.5, if you took, I believe it was what were the other ones? I have them written down. Chiefs minus 10.5, and then Lions plus. At the time, I said +6, and I saw it at +7 before the kickoff. That hit, and Rams -3. Congratulations. My worst pick, far and away, was the under on Cowboys and the Washington football team. I would like to say that I saw multiple big accounts who said that, and then they looked like dumbasses too. So it is what it is. I also took Saints money line. Fuck me. That was bad. But we win some, we lose some. We're trying to build money back up. Cash some tickets yesterday. I think we were opposite on one of the first games yesterday. What was it? It was one of the first games of the day. Air Force. Houston. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Houston and whoever the hell they beat.
It was Auburn, right? Yeah.
Auburn. Yeah. The SEC haven't won a bowl game yet. Hate to see it. So, yeah, I had Houston and I had Air Force, but then for some reason I thought Mississippi State was going to, get the SEC off the schneid. That didn't work out. I also had the over on that game. Fuck me. And then I took West Virginia in the nightcap, and that didn't work out either. So I ended up coming out even. It is what it is. So bowl games already started today. I took Virginia Tech, and at halftime they're down 14 points. I actually took them live at 7.5. But if you did get them at 4, I don't think this game's over. I don't think Maryland's going to win this by double digits unless Virginia Tech continues to shit their pants. But whatever. I don't know. You took didn't you take Maryland?
I did take Maryland. Yeah, I was on. I just the guys that opted out on the other side just kind of scared me. I hate betting on Maryland. But
me too. They're a fake Big Ten school.
They're not. They're a fake Big Ten school. They should not be there, but here we are. And hey, I guess the Big Ten's just going to continue to roll here. Maybe we'll see.
I mean, yeah, spin zone. We're both Big Ten fans because you're an Iowa guy. I'm an Illinois guy. So I'm rooting for the Big Ten. I couldn't bet Maryland. I'm sorry. So, my only loss yesterday, fucking SEC. Yeah. Oh, Mississippi State. Yeah. Sorry, Zach. I'm with you, man. I didn't even put that one out for the people because I didn't feel that great about it. But I was like, after looking at all the numbers and everything, I was like, how does Mississippi State not win this by 1,000? Like,
it was the fake
bowl season for you.
It's bowl season for you. It's the fake Mike Leach narrative game that I think everybody was trying to play. I was too. I was on Mississippi State, and they just completely got run over by Texas Tech. And I'm sure that makes our boy Buck Stat Quentin pretty happy about that because he's a Texas Tech guy. But Yeah, I don't know, man. It's sometimes it's just so unpredictable though, because I don't know. It seems like you really got to monitor these situations with the opt-outs. I mean, you definitely do, but even then, you can monitor all these situations, and then the narratives, though, sometimes they just don't come to fruition. And it's like,
Yeah.
fuck, I feel like Mississippi State was just a much better team than Texas Tech coming in. So I guess we were just wrong.
Yeah, I didn't understand it, but it's kind of like how I'm dealing with this Virginia Tech down by 2 touchdowns right now. So, but it is what it is. Also, sorry for sneezing. I've had a bad cold the last 2 days, so we're just battling it out here. So bear with me. I'll try to mute myself when I'm about to die again. So yeah. Without wasting any more time here, Joey, you ready to get in today's games?
I am ready, my friend. I think what better way than to turn it around today? That's how I feel.
Right. So for everyone listening, obviously it's 3:00. So Clemson and who do they play, Joey? Clemson and Iowa State. They're coming up here in like an hour and almost 2 hours. And then we got Oregon and Oklahoma. So we'll briefly talk about them because we feel like more people are probably going to want to listen to our picks for tomorrow. But I just want to let everyone know we'll have picks for Thursday's slate. That way you can get in and ride with us or fade us or, whatever. I hope people were riding with us, Joey. I don't want people fading us.
Dude,
we can't be that big of idiots.
I would be happy, though, if people were fading me this college football season because I have had a disastrous college football season. For whatever reason, it's been my worst sport. But
I respect you for sticking around and keep trying to change the narrative, though. Some people won't do that.
I know, because I can't just be out here looking like a dumbass every week. So I'm just continually trying to, I don't know, just recreate the narrative around me. If everyone's fading me, then it's like, what a disaster. What am I doing here every week? So it has to turn around, Cody. I don't know. It has to turn around.
All right. Well, right now, let's jump right into it. Clemson, Iowa State. I don't want to talk too much about it because, again, it's starting in 2 hours. I don't know how many people are viewing right now, but just for the sake of getting through it, I'm taking Clemson -1.5. Clemson coming in. They've played pretty well at the end of the season, despite all the bad narrative around Dabo Swinney. I believe they beat Wake Forest in their last game. And, South Carolina. They beat Wake Forest the week before that. But they're coming in winners of 4 of their last 5 games. And, they've won 5 in a row. My bad. I don't know. I don't see not taking Clemson here the way they played at the end of the year and their defense being very strong. Iowa State, they were supposed to be a lot better than what they were this year. The Big 12, I don't know. If I had to put money on it, I'll take Clemson here with such a small spread.
Well, we're starting this thing off in lock agreement, my friend.
Lock
them parlay. We should add this if we're not making one today, but we could do it separately or just by ourselves. I think, I'm with you. Star running back Breece Hall opted out of this game for Iowa State. I mean, Matt Campbell's looking for his 3rd bowl win for the Cyclones here, but I've never been a Brock Purdy guy. I don't know. I mean, I know there's people out there that really think he's talented. Yeah, just like Zach says here in the comments. No Breece Hall, Clemson all day. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you.
All 3 of us here, we're riding.
We're all riding. And for those of you that don't know, Zach obviously was a co-host of this show too. So, I mean, he knows his stuff. So, yeah, I'm happy that we're all riding here. I mean, Clemson's been pretty well balanced too. They've been able to run the ball with Will Shipley and Kobe Pryor. I think the defense obviously was good all year. I mean, they were tied for 2nd in the country with Michigan with only 16.1 points per game allowed. And without Breece Hall, I don't know. I just think Clemson has the edge here. Dabo doesn't coach to lose. He does not coach to lose. It doesn't matter if it's a bowl game that doesn't really mean much for them. He's going to get these dudes geared up. They were playing much better down the stretch, as you mentioned. So, yeah, give me the Tigers laying. I think I found them at -1, but they're probably I'm imagining it's running in the other direction.
I honestly
right now.
wouldn't be surprised if it's a pick 'em by like before kickoff, like right before kickoff, because I could see a ton of more money coming in for Iowa State out of nowhere just because. But either way, 1.5 points, it's pretty much a pick 'em when we're talking football here, you know. So
Yeah, if you can get it under a field goal with Clemson, I feel good.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the spreads look like this narrative with Clemson's just been riding all season. And at the beginning of the year, they were bad, but they've played so much better over the last month and a half. I mean, they beat Florida State. That's not saying much. They beat Louisville, which I don't really know. And then they beat UConn, which might be just like UConn and Kansas might be neck and neck as the worst college football programs in the country. But they beat Wake Forest, though, and Wake Forest was good all season. So, to me, that was like a big win. They put up 48 points against that team, and we've been talking about Clemson's offense all season being really bad. So, and then they beat South Carolina 30-0. So, I mean, again, it seems like Clemson's the play here as far as what they did at the end of the year. And again, no Breece Hall. I like it. So, all right, let's move to the nightcap, man. Oregon, Oklahoma. You go ahead. You go first, and then I'll follow up.
Yeah, so we got the Valero Alamo Bowl, Oklahoma. I don't know, all these different bowl game names. I don't know. I mean, the last one was the Cheez-It Bowl. I forgot to ask you if you're a Cheez-It guy, but
I am a Cheez-It guy. I also love the Potato Bowl because then they dump French fries on the winning coach every time. That's something absolutely incredible. Not only was that game the worst jersey matchup of all time, and also on a blue field, but just pouring the giant bag of fucking French fries on the winning coach at the end, like that just describes just how awesome college football is, man. Like I don't know how else to really explain how awesome college football is, other than just explaining what I just did.
Yeah, where else are you going to get you're not going to get that in the NFL for sure. Nobody's running over to Bill Belichick and pouring that over his head.
If they did that in the NFL, they'd probably throw a taunting flag just for shit.
There's absolutely no fun allowed.
No fun. Yeah, no fun league.
No fun league. No potatoes flying anywhere. Yeah. I mean, you can.
So, what do you got in this game, though?
Yeah, so I mean, Caleb Williams is playing for Oklahoma, which is big to me. I think not saying he's like the greatest quarterback, but it's big that he's playing. I feel like, you know, immediately he was impacted. Once that was found out, the line was impacted, I should say. Oklahoma's official Twitter, they had a couple videos. I don't know if you saw it, Cody, this morning, like mini videos. I watched them and I was like, all right, let's fucking go. Like that just got my juices flowing. I was ready to just go ahead and all in on this. Kayvon Thibodeau's out for Oregon. He's big. He's huge for their defense. No wide receiver, Devin Williams. No cornerback, Mykael Wright. All electing to opt out for the NFL draft. So, and Oklahoma, I mean, they've lost some defensive starters too, but I don't want to minimize that. I just think this is a last game, more passionate effort from the Sooners. Bob Stoops coming out of retirement to coach one final game here after Lincoln Riley left to go to USC. So, yeah, man, I think the Sooners are the play. Where are you at, Cody?
I mean, going into this, I was leaning more Oregon. And that's only because not Oregon, but Oklahoma's just been so inconsistent throughout. Like when I say inconsistent, is like they haven't been able to put together a full game all season. But the narrative behind, you know, Bob Stoops coming back for, you know, one game and Lincoln Riley on his way out going to USC, like having those guys hyped up, ready to go, blah, 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 blah. When you mentioned everything about all the guys out for Oregon, it does kind of leave me a little like, I don't know.
It is a lot of points, though.
I wish the spread was under 7, and I would take Oklahoma. But at a touchdown, I even saw it at 7.5 on one book. Like right now, I'd take Oregon. But if it goes below, I would say if it goes below 6, I would probably lean Oklahoma. But at 7 or 7.5, I gotta take Oregon just because. Like Oklahoma, like I said, they've just been an inconsistent team all season. They almost lost to Kansas, who I just said is one of the worst college football programs in the country. They freaking blew that game to Oklahoma State. Like they just haven't been able to put a full game together really all season, in my opinion. So when you have that many points out there, like they might play a great game, but I could, maybe, or I could see Oregon just being in it at the end. And that, to me, that's why if it's at a touchdown or more, I got to take Oregon.
It's a scary one for sure. Even for me, even betting the Oklahoma here, because I'm with you. They haven't really put together full games much at all this season. And I mean, I guess part of it was too, Oregon's burned me a couple times this year, like against Stanford. I think the first time they matched up against Utah, I might have been on Oregon there too. And obviously they got crushed by them both times. I was on Utah the second time, which normally you don't want to be on that side. If they crush them the first game, you want to take the team that loses the second time. But I don't know, somehow it worked out for me. But yeah, man, I'm with you. This is a tough one. That's a lot of points, I think. But yeah, as far as that goes, I like the Bob Stoops thing. The narratives have not played out in my favor so far this bowl season. So I'm scared as fuck about that alone.
Did I just sway you back to Oregon?
No, but it's close. You almost did.
I think if anything, if like you want to really play it safe, like maybe just wait and see who scores first and then slam whatever spread then, because
get a live
again.
Player.
Right, like if Oregon scores first, that live spread will go from 7 probably down to like 3.5 or something, right? Mm-hmm. And if you feel better that way, then there you go. So I don't know. That's just that there's some advice, and that, I mean, who knows if it goes down to 3.5? But you get what I'm saying. Like it's likely to go down if Oregon scores first.
So, no, that's a good way to play it. Yeah. Right. I think that's very wise to do something like that, especially you got to see how energized and how these teams come out if they're looking flat and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, it is a lot of points. Well, I'll definitely agree with you on that. So that's today's matchups, though. Like we don't have many left to talk about because I think there was a cancellation today too. There's like a cancellation every day. I'm not sure. Maybe you can confirm that, Cody, but
I'm not exactly sure. I do know that UCLA and whoever the hell they were supposed to play yesterday got canceled. They literally did it 5 hours before the game started. And I was like, I saw so many tweets of people pissed off, like in replies, because these people aren't getting their money back. And so many people traveling from across the country or whatever to go to this game. And then it gets canceled 5 hours beforehand because of this stupid pandemic we can't seem to come out of. I'm not going to, I don't want to touch on like my thoughts on the pandemic and shit, but like, that just sucks. I feel like everyone can agree with us here is like, that just sucks. So I'm hoping no more bowl games are canceled, but as far as I know, as far as today, I didn't think there was any games canceled. So
okay, maybe I'm wrong on that, but no, yeah, I know the game yesterday got canceled, and I'm with you, man. Like it just sucks for the people traveling, the families, the friends, just the fans that make their way, their trips. Like it's like a little mini vacation for them, and they're all ready to celebrate and party.
Well, that and like the players too, and like even the parents, like. So many players, it's their last college game. Like if they're a senior or whatever, especially if they're not going to the NFL, like there's a lot of things there. And like, I just feel bad for all those people. So
it really does suck, man. Though you got some of those seniors that'll never really play in the NFL or play professionally after this. And they're just it's taken away from them. They can't play another game. So it's like,
right.
That does suck. You got to feel for all those guys. But yeah, man, so tomorrow...
Like the Hawaii Bowl. I was so mad the Hawaii Bowl was canceled last week, man. I was ready to slam Hawaii in the Hawaii Bowl. Like, if you weren't slamming Hawaii in the Hawaii Bowl, what were you doing? Like, what were you doing, man?
I saw your tweets about that, and I was like, yeah, how the fuck do you bet against Hawaii in their own bowl? Like, you can't do that. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I definitely feel bad that one got canceled too, but...
It was also the one sporting event that anyone gave a shit about on Christmas Eve last week.
Yeah, well, there was nothing. There was nothing.
That was the game. That was literally it. Was the Hawaii Bowl. Like Hawaii was going to be put on the national stage for one day, and then the COVID ruined it, man.
You actually illegal. Did. Well, Hawaii can't catch a break. I don't know. Maybe they're just not a real state at this point. Like, I know we always talk about that, but I feel like maybe they're just really not a real state because nobody gives them a break.
Right.
But yeah, man. So tomorrow we do have some games too. We got a nice little slate tomorrow coming up. We have kicking it off right off the bat. Cody, you know something about this. The Duke's Mayo Bowl. Cody, you know a thing or two about mayonnaise, helping the Cubs, get on that roll after the Dodgers series. And it
was Duke's Mayo too.
It was Duke. Was it Duke's Mayo?
It was Duke's Mayo. Like there were people tagging Duke's Mayo to like sponsor me because I was live streaming myself inhaling a thing of mayonnaise, of Duke's mayonnaise. Yeah,
just devoured an entire thing of mayonnaise. I don't know.
Gave me some PTSD, bro.
First of all, have you ever recovered from that physically?
Well, I haven't really. Well, I will say that I have had some mayonnaise, but it's been very little. Definitely for like the first 2 months after that, I definitely did not eat any mayonnaise. If you also don't know what the hell we're talking about, me and Joe, well, me specifically, Joey's helped out with it, but on Cubs on Tap, the Dodgers went into a series against the Cubs, and I said on the podcast before the series that if the Cubs sweep the Dodgers, that I would eat an entire thing of mayonnaise. And then the Cubs proceeded to sweep the Dodgers in mind-blowingly fashion. It was meant to be. God said that I will eat a entire thing of mayonnaise, and which I did, and it just happened to be Duke's mayonnaise. So, yeah, that's the story. A long story short. So, yeah, but if I've fully recovered, I would say yes, I fully recovered. Will I ever look at mayonnaise the same? No, definitely not.
No chance you're doing that by itself again, though, right?
No way. But when the anniversary hits in May this coming year, I got to find a new thing to say I'll do if the Cubs do this or that. So it'll be interesting.
I don't want to completely tear apart your intestines or whatever, but I feel like an entire jar of relish would be good.
No, I've heard that one already.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah, I have. I don't like relish. At least I like mayonnaise. I like putting mayonnaise on. I don't like putting relish really on anything. I'm not a big Chicago dog guy.
Oh wait, that's not even what I was gonna say. It was giardiniera.
Giardiniera.
The relish. Yeah. I don't know where that came from, but yeah.
I guess I could give that one a shot.
That'd be a little spicy though. I don't know, but my whole thing with this game is we got North Carolina laying 9.5 versus South Carolina. Over under is 57. I want to know do you have a magic do you have a jar of mayonnaise that's like a magic 8-ball? Does it have the answers of how this game plays out? Because I'm telling you, whatever you fucking do with this game, being the mayonnaise dude, I'm telling you, I have no real thoughts on this game. Cody, we're doing whatever you say.
My magic 8-ball that looks like a jar of mayonnaise says that we're slamming the over and we're just gonna enjoy all the mayonnaise puns all afternoon watching this game tomorrow. One, because North Carolina's offense is great. Sam Howell, he's probably going to be one of the top quarterbacks in the draft this year or whenever he's coming. It's this year, right? He's going to probably come out this year, correct?
Yeah, he's going to come out. What it sounds like, and he was advised not to play, obviously, like all these guys, but he wants to play, so he's going to play.
Yeah, I respect it. So the reason I like the over is South Carolina's defense. I mean, I know they played in the SEC, but they rank really well against the pass, but they're terrible against the run. So I feel like UNC is probably going to try to run the ball early and then let Sam Howell do Sam Howell things. I just like their offense a lot more. I feel like they're going to put up a ton of points. And it's not like North Carolina's defense is, great. They're, ranked in the bottom 20 they're ranked 87th, at least according to the website I'm looking at, in terms of passing or total yards given up. They give up over 400 yards a game. So, I mean, to me, I don't know if this is going to be a shootout, both teams putting up a ton of points, but I do think North Carolina is going to put up a ton of points. So, I mean, maybe go ahead and take North Carolina -10, but we've seen North Carolina just completely, not show up in the big moments, in the big games. So that's why the 10 points on the spread kind of scares me. But I do feel like there's going to be a ton of points. And South Carolina's given up a lot of points to plenty of teams this year. They've also scored points as well. I mean, to me, I think it's a blowout with UNC really helping get most of this 57 points. I see them putting up 40 and then South Carolina getting a couple touchdowns in there, So to me, if I'm betting this game, I'm taking the over.
That's what we're doing then. This is a show bet. I'm calling it a show bet. We're slamming the over at, what was it, 57, right?
Yeah, what I'm seeing it is at 57 right now.
57.
Now, I would play it to probably to 60, but if it goes over 60, I would probably just lay off it or take the under. I don't know.
Well, to your point too, Cody, we've seen North Carolina be susceptible too to points. So I do think that, because playing in the ACC, they've faced some high air raid offenses like with Kenny Pickett and Sam Hartman, but they've definitely been susceptible. They've gotten in these shootout type of games too. So I'm with you, man. I think we could see 65
and
plus.
they play down to teams that they're better than too. So that's why I'm not a big fan of the spread, but that because of them playing down, I feel like they'll still score points, but they'll give up plenty of points too. So to me, I like the over, and I guess Sam Howell's very first game as a collegiate pro was like in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. So I mean, we're coming full circle here. Maybe slam the passing yards on him.
Ooh, I like that. Getting a little prop action with this college. I like it. I've actually had really good success with like CJ Stroud's passing yards overs and stuff like that. You could find some hidden gems because people aren't really into the props as much with college. So
yeah,
I actually don't like that. I don't mind that at all.
All right. Well, I'm glad to get you on the side.
Let's go.
So let's move on. What's the next game is Tennessee, the old Rocky Top I guess it's not at Purdue, but they're facing Purdue. Purdue's technically the home team, I guess. Obviously, it's a bowl game. It's a neutral site. Tennessee and Purdue. Right now, I think Maryland is still winning. So potentially Purdue and the Big Ten perfect record could be on the line tomorrow afternoon. What do you got here, man?
So I know you mentioned it was a neutral site. It is a neutral site, but it's more in Tennessee's backyard because it's in Nashville, being the Music City Bowl, obviously. Music City, Nashville, whatever. Can the Boilermakers, can they be spoiler makers again here as underdogs? Like we've seen them beat some and play competitive against some solid teams. They beat Michigan State. They beat my Iowa Hawkeyes. Aiden O'Connell, when he performs, when that offense is clicking, he's really rolling. And I think he could have a big day here, but I don't know. He's going to be without his top stud wide receiver, David Bell, who's opted out for the draft. He's going to be a hot commodity in the draft. George Karlaftis, the edge rusher, he had an outstanding year. He opted out. Tennessee's balanced. I mean, since Hendon Hooker took over at quarterback, he's been excellent, man. He had a great year. 2,567 passing yards, 26 touchdowns, only 3 picks. Plus, he added in 561 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground. So, I mean, I really like this kid. I think the Vols roll here by 10 or more. No disrespect to Purdue, but I just don't see it. I think they're going to be susceptible here to Tennessee. What do you think?
Yeah, see, I'm with you. I would upon first look, I was thinking maybe the over, but then seeing David Bell out, and we've watched Purdue play bad offensively without him. So if David Bell ain't playing, that's 65-point total. I'd probably slam the under.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of points. I mean, Purdue's defense is really good, but are they going to be able to stop Tennessee all day? No. But I know Tennessee's defense also sucks. But we've seen Purdue, again, against other teams that don't have the greatest defense, fail to really score. I mean, shit, they barely put up 10 points against Illinois. I'm a diehard Illini fan, and I know that program sucks, even though they were bowl eligible this year, but they still suck. And, I feel like that pretty much sums up Purdue. They'll magically upset Iowa, or they'll magically upset Michigan State after they beat Michigan. You know what I mean? And spoil people's spoil people's seasons. But here we are, and like they're here in the bowl game here though. I like what Tennessee's doing. I like a -6, and I like the under.
Let's go.
I think Purdue's defense will be good enough to hold Tennessee, but I don't think Purdue's going to be able to put any points up. So
yeah,
at 65, it's a lot of points for a Big Ten school. For a game with a Big Ten school, I mean, and we're not talking about Ohio State here. We're talking about Purdue without their best wide receiver. I don't like it, man. I don't like it. So I like the under, and I like Tennessee -6. Also, I've watched Tennessee a lot this year. One of my buddies, he's a diehard Tennessee Volunteers fan. I've been going for most of the year. I went to these Tennessee Volunteer watch parties at this bar called Sedgwick Stop in Old Town, and a lot of Tennessee alums. But I just been going just because it's something to do. And so I've seen Hooker play, and yeah, he's great. And I feel like Purdue's going to have a tough time trying to stop that guy.
So. I 100% agree. I just don't see how they get that much pressure on him without Karlaftis. Like,
yeah,
those people that you go to the watch parties with or go watch the games with, they probably hate me if you ever share any of my NCAA basketball articles or the betting articles. They probably hate me because it feels like every time Tennessee's in like a big matchup, I'm fading them, and they probably just can't wait to rub it in my face. So I apologize to the friends. But,
well, none of them has mentioned any of those to me, but I'll, anytime I feel like I want to make them mad, I'll just send them some of your articles. Then.
No, only do it after like the team that I bet on against them wins, because otherwise I just look like a dumbass. But yeah, man. So we got the Peach Bowl next. We got Pittsburgh versus Michigan State, another Big Ten team. Another ACC team here. Michigan State, the Spartans laying 2.5 points, over under 56. They're playing at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. I was really interested in this game until I realized that, which I should have known this already. I mean, I did know it, but I just wasn't paying attention until really looking into this game. But Kenneth Walker's out. He opted out. Kenny Pickett, they're not going to play, obviously opting out. Both to be pretty much premier draft picks in the upcoming draft too. Both players are huge for their offenses, for their respective offenses. I mean, Michigan State will probably roll out Jordan Simmons and Elijah Collins to carry the load at running back, and Nick Patty's going to start at quarterback for the Panthers. He only attempted 14 passes this year, but was 12 of 14 for 140 yards. Michigan State's secondary was just absolutely god awful all year. Like, their team was solid for the most part, but their secondary, maybe this is a bit of narrative, but this will be the highest or the biggest game, I think, of Patty's young career. And I could see Michigan State pressuring and blitzing him a lot, given that their secondary has been trash all year. So I don't like a side here, Cody. I like the under. What do you think?
I can understand why you take the under, because you just got a lot of, like, you don't know what you're really going to get from anyone with Pickett and Walker out. So I probably ride with you on the under. But even with Walker out, I still love Michigan State in this game. -2.5. Because Michigan State, they just gave Mel Tucker the largest contract ever. It feels like. I could be wrong on that, but it's one of the largest contracts. And Mel Tucker has something to prove to just to like justify earning this giant contract. Never forget, Mel Tucker was a defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears, and there wasn't a lot of defense being played whenever he was the defensive coordinator for the Bears. Either way, he's got something to prove here. I think there's a lot more on the line here for Michigan State than I think Pittsburgh. You know, if you don't have your quarterback, like, you get a little bit of leeway. We talk about all the time. I know you guys on Bears on Tap, at least, talk about, how the running back, it's important, but you don't have to have the same one all the time, right? We were already high on Khalil Herbert for the Bears, right? David Montgomery is David Montgomery. And that's kind of how I feel about here with Michigan State. Yeah, Kenneth Walker's Graves in the Heisman race, blah, 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 blah. But you insert another guy in there with all the other pieces they already got, I feel like they can make up for it. And again, you have to believe that that team is still pissed off losing to Purdue when they were in the college football playoff. They have a lot more to prove than Pittsburgh does tomorrow. I like the Spartans. I like the Big Ten. We're slamming Sparty. It makes me sick, but we're slamming Sparty. Mel Tucker has a shit ton to prove tomorrow, man.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you in part. I think like that contract kind of just solidifies him there. So I don't know if he has like so much to prove. Like he has a lot of stability now, I think, with that contract. So like he's not going anywhere. We know that. So it's like I just think
I guess it's more so to justify that he deserved the contract, because there's a lot of people who didn't think he deserved that contract, and the timing of getting that contract with them, though.
Terrible. He has, outside of the Ohio State game, they got embarrassed too,
and that's like right when fired up. Right. And whenever that news dropped, it was like either right before the Ohio State game or right after it. So like, I don't know. Like to me, it's like he has, despite how good they were and how he has stability, I still feel like he believes he has something to prove here. And also winning this game just means better for their program and building it up, because I don't know about you, man, but when you think of Michigan State, you think basketball. You don't think about football. Mel Tucker getting this giant contract, he needs to win this game to help recruiting as well. So maybe I'm talking out my ass, but to me, it just smells like it seems like Michigan State has so much more to play for here than Pittsburgh.
I agree with you. I think, and I do believe that they win this game. I don't know, something always, I'm always wary of these like random upsets in these situations like this, but like, I do believe there's more fire coming on Michigan. And they got Peyton Thorne still, even without, Kenneth Walker being out. Peyton Thorne's going to be playing. So I do think that they're going to be in the right mind frame for this game. So,
right.
So after that, I think the nightcap is the Las Vegas Bowl. We have Wisconsin laying 6 versus Arizona State. Over under, it's a low 41 points total. Yeah, that's just like, what are we doing here? Are we just that as a nightcap? You want something with a higher total, I feel like.
You'd think so, man. But I mean, it's definitely because of Wisconsin's number 1 ranked defense, basically. Arizona State's defense not bad either. It's top 25 defense in the nation. I mean, to me, I'm taking Wisconsin -6. I just think Arizona State started off the season pretty good, and then they really fell out. The Pac-12 is the Pac-12. I'll take a Big Ten school over the Pac-12 anytime. I just think Wisconsin's just going to run the ball and try to like wear down the defense and hope and pray that fucking Graham Hurts doesn't fucking make a mistake. You know what I mean? It is impressive what Wisconsin did after that loss to Notre Dame, because I thought Wisconsin was done for the year after they had lost to Notre Dame. And
so did I.
They really played so much better after the Notre Dame game. And a lot of that's because their defense and because they were able to just run the ball very, very well. So I think they do that a lot tomorrow, and they're going to give us a nice little snooze fest and win 30-31-7 and hit the under barely. And it's going to be the most disgusting game ever. It's going to be awful. We're going to turn it off at halftime, but we're going to cash our checks.
That's all that matters. I'm with you, man. Like, not just being like also a Wisconsin guy, because I like Iowa, Wisconsin, and Notre Dame. I'm a true weirdo. I've said this multiple times on this podcast and this show, but this team's pissed off. Like, I don't think this is bias here when I say this, because they lost. It cost them a Big Ten title game. The loss to Minnesota in that final game.
That too.
So, and Arizona State is down their top 2 running backs, 2 starting cornerbacks, an offensive lineman. Braylon Allen, dude, running the football. You mentioned how good they were down the stretch, and they limited Graham Mertz from throwing that much down the stretch. Braylon Allen, he's a stud running back. He's a freshman. He's coming back next year. He'll be there. I mean, he's like, this dude's truly, truly talented. He might be one of their best running backs, if not the best since Jonathan Taylor. Like, this dude's incredible. And I think Jack Sanborn, Leo Chanel, those stud linebackers, sounds like they're playing. I'm all in on the Bucky Badgers here. At least 14 points they're winning this game by, I think. Yeah, let's cap the night off well, my friend, in lock agreement.
Hell yeah. I like it. I absolutely like it. Tomorrow's slate is going to be fun to watch, my friend. My girlfriend has to work from 10:30 to 7 tomorrow. So I might not be able to watch this snooze fest, but at least I get all the good games during the day without any interruption, without her having to ask me what to do this or that around the house. I'm going to literally sit on my couch and just watch all these teenagers sling the pigskin and hope and pray to God that we make some money.
I can tell you right now, I'm very envious of you because my girlfriend is off until the 3rd. So she is literally like trying to change the channel as a big time scoring play is about to happen. And I'm like, no.
What are you doing?
We are not watching Real Housewives right now.
You got to pull out the laptop and start streaming that shit on Reddit streams or something, man.
It's so hard, too, because it's like you take 20 minutes to find a fucking good stream. I hate it.
Yeah, no, I feel you there.
But yeah. So, yeah, that's my dilemma, and I'm very envious of you for having so much time now to be able to watch all these games tomorrow.
Well, it's nice to have the day job off for a whole week, so I'm embracing it and breathing it in and all that shit I like to say. So,
well, Cody, well, there's a will, there's a way. I will find a way to watch these games. I don't care. I will be on my phone or my laptop, something. I will be sweating these games alongside you and hoping to cash some tickets. With that said, we kind of have to wrap up. You have another show to do. You got Cubbies on Tap coming up.
Yeah. Literally, if you're on Twitter right now watching and you're a Cubs fan, you might as well just stick around because as soon as we end this, me, Ron, and Joe are going to go live on the Cubs on Tap Twitter account, and we're going to kind of give our New Year's resolutions and I guess shoot the shit. There isn't a lot to talk about baseball, but yeah, stick around or go make sure you follow me and Joey on Twitter. Joey at the Riot 326 and me at Cody on Tap. I should have said that at the beginning of the show, but I definitely did not. So if you're sticking around here, appreciate you.
So with that said, Cody, we do have some college basketball, a lot actually. But
yeah, we're going to do like a rapid fire real quick before we get out of here. We were trying to hold this to 45 minutes. We're at almost 43 minutes. We have 2 minutes, Joey. So rapid fire. I'm just going to run through the college basketball slate, man. And you're going to tell me what you got.
Oh, boy.
And when I don't know
if I'm going to be able to keep up with what you're about to ask me, which games, because I have all my lines just written down, spread out through these sheets. So
okay, we'll switch it up. You read what you're going to do, what you're going to take, and then I'll decide if I'm going to ride or not on that.
Okay, cool. Because I
really don't have any. This is all you here.
I just have 2 games right now, but I'll probably have more. I'm almost willing to guarantee, like later on. But we'll look at Twitter later. Whatever. Whoever's on Twitter, just follow me. Whatever. Kentucky minus 20, minus 19.5 is what I got them at versus Missouri. I set the line at 22.5. So that, to me, minus 20 is a 2.5 point or 2.5 point edge based on my numbers. They just outmatched Missouri in just about every form. Kofi Coburn dominated this team, as you know, Cody.
Yeah, he did.
25
points, 14 rebounds. I know. Fuck Mizzou. They suck. I'm riding with you. Kentucky minus 22. Kentucky by 1,000.
Yeah,
Kentucky
they're winning
by
this.
1,000. Yes.
Yeah. Oscar Tshiebwe, dude, he's averaging 16 points per game and 15.5 rebounds per game. They are not going to be able to stop him. So that's where we're at with Kentucky. Also, Wagner versus St. Francis. I don't know. This is the most obscure thing that you'll probably hear all day if you don't follow like these random schools like I do. Wagner and St. Francis, I don't know what the line is at right now, but it was -6 for Wagner. I made it 2.5, so I am slamming. I think it was 8 +8 is what I saw recently.
Yeah.
I'm slamming St. Francis. I don't care. That's
slamming St. Francis. Death taxes. Slam St. Francis whenever Joey says. All right. I guess I'll ride too because fuck it. Why the fuck not? Oh man. I'm going through the slate here. God, man, admittedly I have not been very good at college basketball this year. I kind of like I really do like Kentucky minus 20.5 or 19, whatever you got it at. As I'm scrolling down here, I kind of like Providence -1 against Seton Hall. Providence been playing pretty well this year. I've been betting against them actually, and they've been pissing me off. But they've been playing pretty well. And at one point at home against Seton Hall, I kind of like them there. What else? Any other games, man? Like Kansas -17 at Nevada, perhaps. They've been playing pretty well.
Yeah, where do I have them at? I actually don't have them written down. That was probably one of them I didn't. I don't know, but yeah, I probably would lean that way too. I'm with you.
Yeah, I like that. I like. Let's see. Wake Forest +5 against Louisville. Louisville has not been very good this year, in my opinion. They lost to Western Kentucky, like recently. I hit that one. Western Kentucky, never a doubt in that game. Yeah, Tennessee and Alabama over under 148. It's a lot of points for a Tennessee team that doesn't know how to score points consistently. I might take the under on that. Alabama's a 4-point favorite at home. Ooh.
Hey, Cody, what did you say the line was at for the Wake Forest Louisville game?
5 points.
I'm with you then. I'm going with Wake Forest because I made this line 2.5.
Okay. Yeah, I like Wake Forest +5 here, just based off what I've seen from Louisville. Again, we're just rapid firing here. Yeah, what else do we got? There's so many games tonight. This is awesome. This is still today. Oh yeah. Well, we got one last game here because all the rest were postponed, at least as far as I scrolled. Miami and NC State. Miami's a 3-point favorite. Miami 9-3, NC State 7-5. Most of the money coming in on Miami at home against NC State. I'll probably take the U.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that too. Miami and NC State, you said.
Yeah,
what's that right now?
3 points. It opened at 4, moved down to 3. So a lot of money coming in on NC State apparently, but most of it's coming in on Miami.
I think I like the Miami side there too. At 3, I like it.
Yeah. We're going to do a lot more college basketball in the new year after bowl season, but we just wanted to do like a little rapid fire on tonight's slate because there's so many games. But yeah, maybe we'll do another rapid fire tomorrow for Thursday's games and maybe even Fridays too. So we'll be back on Thursday or tomorrow, Thursday. If you missed today's show, you can still listen to today's show tomorrow. Because obviously we're doing tomorrow's games, but obviously you'd have to listen early. And if you're listening to this now at this point, I don't know. I'm talking out my ass. I just want everyone to listen to this episode and then listen to tomorrow's episode we're going to put up tomorrow and just like get all our great advice on how to bet on teenagers slinging pigskins and dribbling basketballs, man. And we got the NFL slate to talk about tomorrow too. I can't wait. It's a great sports weekend, man. This is a great sports weekend.
It definitely beats Christmas or Christmas Eve.
Yeah, those New Year's bowls are going to be fun to talk about. Can't wait.
We got some big time games coming up that we're gonna. I'm excited. I'm excited to go through them with you.
Hell yeah, man. Well, with that said, we'll be back again. We'll be back tomorrow. You can follow me on Twitter at Cody on Tap and follow Joey at the Riot 326. This is On Tap Bets. Make sure you're following us on Twitter, On Tap Sportsnet, at On Tap Sportsnet, anywhere on social media. This is my best Ron Luce impression. If you know, you know. Joey, let's say you get out of here with the old lock 'em, and I'll see you tomorrow, man.
Yeah, let's lock them up, cash these tickets. We'll talk soon.